So I don't always have to use the extrude tool to create shapes. There's a few other options that you can use to create three-dimensional objects. So I'm just going to create a new design, just a little plus icon there, and new tabs, and I can always go back to my other ones that I'm working on, open at the same time. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to draw on a surface, and I'm just going to create a basic sort of arc shape. So create a straight line and an arc, so where it starts, where it finishes, how curved it is. Make a finished sketch. So the extrude tool allows us to grab that profile and drag it straight out in a straight line. Obviously you can modify it and make it bigger or smaller, but you're limited to just dragging it in a straight line there. Under Create, if you don't have it at the top here, you've also got the option to do a thing called Revolve. And because there's nothing else in my model, it's automatically selected my profile, which is the shape I want to manipulate. And now I can choose an axis that I can revolve this around. So in this case, I'm going to choose this straight line here. So it has to be a straight line that you use to revolve to create sort of a football sort of shape. So basically what it's doing is it's grabbing that profile, and instead of dragging it out in a straight line, it's grabbing it and spinning it around that axis. So you could do sort of like a part revolve. It doesn't have to be full 360 degrees, but you got that option. So this might come in handy if I were making something like maybe a boat or a canoe sort of shape. I could create 180 degrees. I could use my shell tool to hollow that out. Not sure how safe that would be. All right. So your revolves don't always have to have the axis attached to the shape itself. You could have an axis which is disconnected from the profile which you want to revolve. So if we revolve this profile around this axis, create sort of a donut shape. So you can use this to create any sort of cylindrical objects. Just create another shape over here. So if I were creating something like a water bottle, so this is a bit of a lip for the lid. I might use my spline tool to create a profile. Splines allows you to manipulate those points afterwards. Might use a tangent constraint here between these two edges. Probably do the same up here. This might be a little bit thicker than I'd like it to be. So I only have to draw half the shape of any sort of cylindrical object I want to create. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. I can then revolve that profile and choose the axis. Now, it's important you choose the right axis, because if you choose, say, this as your axis, it's going to create a very different shape to what you want. Just deselect them. So I'm going to spin it around this axis to create my form. Once you've got that profile, it's just like any sort of extrude. You can modify this shape. We can put a fillet on this edge. We could use the shell tool to hollow it out, that sort of stuff.